What's cooking, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be doing my breakdowns for the long awaited UFC White House card. And it is finally here after almost a year of Trump saying, that he was going to do a fight on the White House. And can I just say, I thought this card wouldn't happen. Like when they first announced it, I thought, no fucking way. And then they actually got it booked, and I thought, oh shit, it's happening. After all the speculation about who's going to be the headliner, who else is going to be on the card, how many title fights there's going to be, how they're even going to do it, we're finally here, which is pretty crazy. Even though it's literally going to have everyone on the Epstein list at this card, which, I mean, yeah, that kind of does sour the mood a bit. I'm just excited to see this card. Like, a lot of my favorite fighters are on this card. And even though I think most of the matchups are pretty one-sided, actually, I think they're almost all pretty one-sided. Let's just get into my predictions, and I'm not going to waste your time. They're pretty much the same as everyone else's. So if you actually clicked on this video because you believed the thumbnail, that's on you. But yeah, with that being said, let's just get into it. I'm really just doing this so I can give my thoughts and analysis on the card. But starting with the card opener, I was going to say main card opener, but then I realized there's no fucking prelims on this card. It's all just one big card. We have Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. And this is probably the most competitive fight on the card, if we're being real, because I feel like Steve Garcia has a real chance to win this, given that he's a southpaw, he has power, and Diego Lopez is extremely hittable. Plus, Steve Garcia, if I'm not mistaken, has a pretty decent reach. But I'm just going to pick Diego Lopez because I do think he's a bit more experienced. He's coming off of 2 title fights, so he's got championship experience. And he also has the grappling to lean back on. Plus, he has power. And Steve Garcia has been KO'd before, so he's not invincible. He has looked good recently, and he did destroy David Onama, but David Onama's shit. I think Diego Lopez should win this one, even though Steve Garcia does have power. Diego does have a hell of a chin, and he was eating shots off of Gene Silva pretty effortlessly, and Gene Silva hits like a motherfucker. So I'm going to take Diego Lopez by, I'm going to say, either a third round TKO, like probably a ground and pound TKO, or even a decision. But I do think this fight's going to be back and forth. I do think it's going to be a war. But I do think Diego Lopez is just going to get the better of the exchanges. So give me Diego Lopez. Ugh. Next on the card, we have Bart Nickel versus Kyle Dorcas. And I'm picking Bo Nickel by submission or by decision. I just don't get why the fuck they're trying to push Bo Nickel. Like, I expected him to be on the card because he's American. But why are they so obsessed with pushing Bo Nickel? Like, what does he even do? Like, just because he's from the wrestling community, like, there's so many other prospects they could be pushing instead, but instead they're so obsessed with Bo Nickel. So, like, just why him? Why are they so obsessed with pushing Bo Nickel? Like, I don't know, honestly. I don't know. It's pretty obvious what they're doing here. They're trying to give Bo Nickel a layup so that he can look good on the White House. Although they are giving him another American, but whatever. Give me Bo Nickel by submission in the third, or by decision. Moving on. Next on the card, we have Mauricio Rufy versus Michael Chandler. And yeah, this one's pretty obvious. Mauricio Rufy is going to KO Chandler in the first round. I don't want to hear about, but Chandler could wrestle. He's not going to fucking wrestle, and even if he does, he's going to shoot one blast double. He'll just lay there because Chandler has no jiu-jitsu. Rufy will probably get back up and fucking KO him because Chandler's going to swing like a tard. I also think it's hilarious that Chandler called out McGregor for years, and yet he gets the dollar store versions in Paddy Pimblett and Mauricio Rufy, even though Rufy's probably like better than Conor is right now, but like still, it's funny how he keeps calling out Conor McGregor and he just keeps getting like the modern versions, like the next McGregors, as we keep saying. He just needs to fight Topuria to complete the trifecta. But yeah, this is a pretty easy prediction. Chandler's going to run face first into Rufy's right hand. Rufy's a far better striker. He just knocked out Fiziev, who's a much better striker, has a similar build to Chandler as well. I was actually there live for that fight in person. It was fucking sick. Go watch the video. But yeah, I think this is pretty easy. I'm surprised they're even giving Chandler Rufy because I knew he'd be on this card, but I thought maybe they'd give him like Colby Covington, like he'd move up, or I don't know, maybe they'd feed him the BSD or Armin, or I don't know what they'd do. I thought they'd give him something like, I don't know. But yeah, I guess they just decided, fuck you, Chandler, and they're just going to feed him to the wolves. So yeah, that's what this is. But yeah, Rufy's going to catch Chandler with the right hand as he misses. He's going to Chandler's going to throw a massive overhand right. He's going to miss, and Rufy's going to counter him, Conor McGregor or Sean O'Malley style. Chandler's going to face plant the canvas, and he's going to follow up with ground and pound, and that'll be it. And Chandler will probably still call out Conor McGregor after the fight. Even Rufy might call out McGregor, honestly. But yeah, give me Rufy by first round KO. Probably my most confident pick, and that includes the main event. But yeah, let's move on. Next fight, we have Josh Hockett versus Derek Lewis, and again, this one's pretty obvious. Josh Hockett's going to steamroll Derek Lewis just with pure athleticism, because Derek is old, he's fat, he doesn't care about his career anymore, and he quit in his last fight. Like, he literally got touched by a jab and just flopped to the deck and just let himself get TKO'd. Even for the last few years, he's kind of been quitting. Like, against Gane, he quit and looked like he didn't want to be there. He kind of quit against Pavlovich. Like, he'll occasionally show up and knock out these cans. Like, I can't even remember the names of the guys he's beaten over the last few years. I mean, he beat Talson Teixeira. I remember that one. If you're not top 15 worthy, he'll knock you out. But if you're actually, like, decent or elite, which Hockett has clearly shown he's at least top contender worthy. I mean, he just beat Blades, for Christ's sake. Then you can beat Derek Lewis. So, yeah. I think Josh Hockett's just going to go in there and just bulldoze Derek Lewis in the first round. I am a little worried because he's just been through a war and this is a quick turnaround, but I think Derek Lewis is the perfect opponent to turn around for. If he was going up against, like, say, a Volkov or a Waldo Cortez Acosta, I'd be a little worried about the quick turnaround, but it's Derek Lewis, for Christ's sake. Funny to think that Trump begged him to be on this card, and now he's going to get flatlined. Well, maybe not flatlined, he's probably going to quit before he has a chance to get flatlined, but yeah. Either way, Derek Lewis is going to lose. So yeah, give me Josh Hockett by first round TKO. Like, I think it could be a repeat of the Sergey Pavlovich fight. Now we move on to the featured fight of the card. We have Sean O'Malley versus Ayman Zahabi, and I'm not going to lie, I am low-key feeling an Ayman Zahabi upset just because I think it would be objectively hilarious if Ayman Zahabi somehow scammed his way into being the #1 contender. I mean, he's already scammed his way into this fight and being on the White House after robbing Chito Vera and robbing Jose Aldo. So it would be pretty funny, and it'd also be poetic justice if he robbed Sean O'Malley, but I just don't think that outcome's likely. I do think he's the most likely to cause an upset out of all these, like, one-sided fights, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Like, Sean O'Malley's much faster, he's got a much longer reach, he's much better at a high level, he's a better striker. Yeah, Zahabi's better on the ground, but that's really about it. I also think O'Malley's going to get his first finish in a while, because it's been a while since we've seen O'Malley get a finish. Like, I have a more recent finish than Sean O'Malley, and it was a fucking standing TKO amateur boxing type finish. I know, you're all going to give me shit in the comments for saying that, but I mean, a finish is a finish, and I mean, O'Malley did get a standing finish against Chris Moutinho, so yeah, and he arguably could have got one against Cheeto, but I think O'Malley's going to piece up Zahabi. Like, they kind of knew what they were doing here. O'Malley's one of the biggest American stars, so they want to build him up even more, even though they've already tried to do that and failed. Like, star power wise, like, he's not as big as a star they make him out to be, and everyone's kind of woken up to that. Plus, O'Malley gets all kinds of crazy privilege. I know we're going a bit off topic, but I just want to point out O'Malley is on the White House. He was on the Sphere. And even at one point, they said they were considering moving him as the main event for UFC 300 when they couldn't find a main event. Like, they were considering pushing him and Cheeto to the main event of that card. So O'Malley gets heaps of privilege. I mean, then again, Diego Lopez has been on all three. He was on UFC 300, the Sphere, and the White House. And he's fought at Madison Square Garden and International Fight Week, so I guess there is that. But he's Mexican, so yeah. But long story short, I just think they've handpicked Zahabi because it's the easiest, highest ranked win for O'Malley. Like, they're not going to give him Corey Sandhagen because he can possibly lose that, even though I think that's a fight that should have been made because it's a 50-50 matchup, and it's two Americans, so even if O'Malley loses, at least he gets beat by an American. If he loses this, he loses to a fucking Canadian. Like, do you really want that on the White House? An American losing to a Canadian? Even though it's not likely, it could still happen. Because I'm not going to act like there's no path to victory for Zahabi, because O'Malley hasn't looked great recently. I mean, he lost twice to fucking Merab, and even his last fight against Song, you can make an argument he lost that. I mean, he was getting tagged at times by Song, and even taken down pretty easily and controlled by Song Yadong, and he's not exactly the grappler of this division. So there is a chance maybe Eamon Zahabi can mix in the grappling and make it interesting, but I don't know. I just think O'Malley's going to piece him up. I mean, Zahabi kind of just walks forward and is happy to brawl and make it ugly. And I think that's tailor made for O'Malley to piece him up and get a late finish. I could see it going to a decision. Like, Zahabi's quite tough, so maybe he survives to a decision, but I think O'Malley's going to put him out before, or like stop him. He will definitely drop Zahabi. I mean, I'm pretty sure Zahabi got dropped by Cheeto, so O'Malley will drop him. Even though I do think his KO power is overrated, I still think he's getting a finish here. And probably I'll chuck him a performance of the night bonus because Dana privilege. But yeah, give me O'Malley by third round TKO. Moving on to the co-main event, we have Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. Alex Pereira is making his long-awaited heavyweight debut for the interim title against Cyril Gane, and this might be the most competitive fight on the card, maybe. I mean, it's either between this or Diego Lopez and Garcia, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Pereira. Like, yeah, there is a chance Gane can win. Like, he's got a good jab. I mean, I think this really, if you're picking Gane, you're banking on the fact that we don't know how Pereira's gonna look at heavyweight, and the weight could play against him because he is looking a bit chunky. So maybe it could, the cardio could, be a factor if it's too much weight that he's put on. I mean, did that even fucking make sense? I mean, if he's put on too much weight, it'll affect his cardio, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I feel like if you're picking Gane, that's what you're banking on. If we're looking at it skill for skill, I think Pereira should win this. He's fought plenty of kickboxers and strikers in the UFC that are better than Gane. I mean, he knocked out Adesanya and Strickland, who I would say are better than Gane. They may not look as flashy, especially Strickland, but he sparked them out, and they clearly are because they're fighting better competition, not these fat tubby tubbies like Gane keeps fighting. Like, Gane just abuses fat people. Like, yeah. Usually against, like, the athletic types like Volkov, he's kind of struggled a bit. I mean, he was doing all right against Aspinall, but even then, I think Aspinall's striking is kind of overrated, and I even said in my breakdown for that fight that if it stays standing, Gane would win that. And I think Pereira would also destroy Aspinall on the feet, but that's a debate for another, or prediction for another time. Yeah, I think Pereira's leg kicks are going to be a big factor because Gane likes to move around, and Aspinall was able to land them. And I think even if he is southpaw, Pereira will still be able to land calf kicks. I mean, he did on Ankalaev. I mean, that's kind of what was the beginning of the end. He smashed his leg with his right leg. Like, he smashed Ankalaev's lead leg with his right leg, and that forced him to switch stances, which then opened up the overhand for him. Like, I think if Gane, doesn't matter what stance he's going to come out in, Pereira's going to attack the calf and force him to switch stances. The jab of Cyril will be a good weapon because for some reason in Pereira's training footage, it seems like he's forgotten to defend jabs. Like, so many of Pereira's knockouts in kickboxing, and even some, I wouldn't say knockouts, but some of his highlights in the UFC have come from slip counters, and now it seems like he's just forgotten how to do them. Like, it's a little concerning, but it is sparring. He could have just been tired, or maybe he was letting Talison Teixeira and whoever he was sparring with work, but I do think the slip counters will be there for Pereira. He's obviously a lot faster than most of Gane's, probably all of Gane's previous opponents. So I do think he's going to be able to land his slip counters if if Gane is just spamming the jab. And the low kicks, I think, are going to get checked from Cyril. And on top of that, Cyril just has no KO threat unless you're a fat heavyweight or Pereira gasses out, which could happen, but I don't think so. The best outcome I see for Gane, really, is he survives to a decision. Like, I think if Gane wins, he's kind of got to go to a decision because Pereira is quite durable as well. Like, he's not, yeah, he got put out by Adesanya, but that was because he was weight drained, and Adesanya is arguably a better striker than Gane. I mean, you probably could say he is a better striker than Gane. But yeah, I just think this is another day in the office for Pereira, and Gane, he might grapple, but is he going to take him down? Like, Ankalaev's a much better grappler, and he couldn't take him down. And he has the striking threat as well. It's not like he's just a pure grappler, so that's all he had to focus on. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy pickings. I'm going to take Alex Pereira by a third round TKO. I don't know if he'll put Gane out cold, but I do think he will finish him. Maybe a decision like a 49-46, 50-45, but yeah, give me Alex Pereira to win this one. Moving on to the main event. I already covered this fight when the card was first announced, so I won't take too long. But yeah, for Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, I think we all know how this is going to go. I don't know, man. Justin Gaethje's going to land those leg kicks. It's not going to happen. Like, what's he gonna do? Maybe he can fluke a head kick, but Ilya's fixed that weakness. Like, we saw it against Holloway and against Volk. As soon as they threw a head kick, he defended every time. The leg kicks are honestly the only way to really beat Ilya, and that's all Gaethje has, and he's gonna get countered doing that. Like, it could be similar to the Poirier fight, but I think Gaethje would do good for about 10 seconds. Like, when they're feeling each other out, Gaethje might land a couple of shots, and we're like, all right, that's a nice shot from Gaethje. And then Taporia is going to start to put the pressure on him, start moving his head. Maybe Gaethje might land one or two calf kicks that maybe one of them might stumble Ilya a bit, like kind of like the one against Volk, if you know what I'm talking about. But then eventually Ilya's going to back him up to the fence. Gaethje's going to swing and he's going to knock him out. Probably pretty similar to the what was it? Oh, the Damon Jackson knockout. I could see it being like that, a body shot that hurts him because Gaethje is quite weak to the body. Like, Gaethje, like, he's so hittable. He's been knocked out and dropped so many times over the last few years. It's going to happen again. I mean, Paddy Pimblett put him on jelly legs and was tagging him. And that's fucking Paddy Pimblett. He has some of the worst striking in the division. As soon as Gaethje gets backed up to the fence, and he will, because people forget, Gaethje also shits himself in title fights. He did against Khabib. He did against Oliveira, and he probably will this time. Ilya's just going to put him out. Like, the moment Ilya's back touches the fence, he's getting put out. Like, I just don't see any other way this goes. Give me Ilya support. And even if Gaethje decides to mix in the grappling, because I see he's been doing that in his training camp, Ilya's just going to out-grapple him. Like, Ilya's elite on the ground. He had Charles in a crucifix. I know it doesn't mean all that much because it was only for a few seconds, but it was a hell of a lot better than what Gaethje did on the ground against Oliveira. Gaethje got choked out. So yeah, give me Ilia Topuria by first round KO. I'll be genuinely surprised if Gaethje even sees the store. Like, honestly, these matchups are so one-sided, especially the main event. It should have been Ilya versus Islam or Arman. Hell, I would have even taken the Holloway rematch if they just didn't do Oliveira Holloway, because at least that would have been somewhat competitive. Or even if they just made Paddy wait, I would have been okay with it. But yeah, give me Ilia Topuria by first round KO, and that's going to do the video for today, guys. Let's close it up, I guess. Well, as always, thanks for watching the video. Please like, please subscribe, comment, share the video, hashtag all hail the Marlon Army, join the Marlon Army, and obviously I'll do my post-fight recap. And I may even make a vlog of me watching this because the card's on a Monday, so I'm in Australia, so I'm blowing off work to watch the card. But yeah, obviously I'll do my post-card recap. I might make a few tier list videos later, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.